If you can understand these words right now, you're already closer to fluency than you think. But here's what nobody tells you. The reason you can't speak English isn't because you're not smart enough. It's because you've been taught the wrong way. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 10 powerful steps that transformed thousands of silent learners into confident English speakers. And it starts with one simple truth most teachers hide from you. I'm John, and welcome back to our English Learning Radio. So let's unlock your voice together.
Chapter 1. The Moment Everything Changes. Section 1. The Silent Room. Have you ever felt like your voice doesn't matter because your English isn't good enough? Picture this. A man sits alone in his room. It's late at night. The light from his phone glows on his face. He's scrolling. Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. Everyone around him is speaking English, fluently, confidently. They're getting jobs. They're making friends. They're traveling the world. They're being heard. And him? He's silent. He knows what he wants to say. The words are there, in his mind, clear and strong. But when he opens his mouth, nothing comes out. Or worse, something comes out broken, awkward, wrong. And people look at him with that look. You know the one. The look that says, I don't understand you. The look that makes you feel small.
This isn't just about language. This is about being invisible. It's about feeling trapped inside yourself. It's about watching the world move forward while you stand still, locked behind a wall you didn't build but can't seem to break. You've felt this, haven't you? That frustration, that shame, that quiet anger at yourself for not being able to express who you really are. You're smart, you're capable, you have dreams, ideas, opinions, but without English, it's like you're shouting in a soundproof room. No one hears you, no one sees you. You don't matter. And the worst part? You start to believe it. You start to think maybe you're just not good enough. Maybe English isn't for you. Maybe you'll always be behind, always on the outside looking in.
But here's the truth. That voice inside you, the one that's been silent for so long, it's not gone. It's just waiting for you to stop waiting, waiting for you to take the first step. Waiting for you to realize that the gap between who you are and who you want to become isn't as big as you think. Because fluency isn't about being perfect. It's not about sounding like someone on TV. It's about courage. It's about finally saying what you've been holding back. It's about being heard, being respected, being seen. This moment, right now, this is where everything changes. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you finish some expensive course or when you feel ready. You'll never feel ready, that's the trick. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after.
So let me ask you again. Have you ever felt like your voice doesn't matter? Because I'm here to tell you, it does. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And today, we're going to unlock it. Today, you stop being silent. Today, you start speaking. Not perfectly, not fluently yet, but bravely. And that bravery, that first step, that's where fluency begins. Not in a textbook, not in a classroom, but in a choice. The choice to stop hiding. The choice to stop waiting. The choice to become the person you've always wanted to be. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Chapter 2. Why You're Still Stuck. Section 1. The Lie You Were Told. Let me tell you something that might make you angry. They lied to you. They told you English is hard. They told you it takes years, maybe decades, to become fluent. They told you that you need perfect grammar, expensive courses, native teachers, textbooks filled with rules you'll never remember. They lied to you. They told you that mistakes are bad, that if you say something wrong, people will laugh at you, that you should study more before you speak. They lied to you. They told you that you're not talented enough, that some people are just natural at languages and you are not one of them, that your brain isn't wired for English. They lied to you.
And because of those lies, you've been stuck. You've been studying for months, maybe years, but you still can't speak. You know grammar rules, you know vocabulary lists, but when it's time to talk, your mind goes blank. Why? Because everything they taught you was backwards. They taught you English like it's a dead language, like Latin, like something you analyze, not something you live. But I'm going to tell you what actually works.
Section 2. The real problem.
The real problem isn't you, it's the method. Traditional English teaching treats language like a math equation. Memorize the rules, pass the test, get the certificate. But language isn't math. Language is alive. It's messy. It's human. It's about connection, not perfection. You were learning to swim by reading a book on dry land. Think about that. Imagine someone hands you a book about swimming. It explains the physics of water, the biomechanics of arm strokes, the breathing techniques. You study it for a year. You memorize every page. Then they throw you in the pool. What happens? You drown.
That's what traditional methods did to you. They gave you knowledge without practice, theory without action, rules without real conversation, and then they wondered why you couldn't speak. The truth is, your brain doesn't learn language through rules. It learns through experience, through repetition, through mistakes, through actually doing it. A child doesn't learn to speak by studying grammar. A child learns by listening, trying, failing, and trying again. So, what's the right way? The way that actually works? Keep watching, because I'm about to show you.
Section 3. What fluency really means. Let's redefine something right now. Fluency. What does it actually mean? Most people think fluency means speaking perfectly, no mistakes, no accent, sounding exactly like a native speaker. But that's not fluency. That's an impossible standard that keeps you paralyzed. Fluency is confidence. It's the ability to express your thoughts without fear, to be understood, to connect with another human being. It's not about perfection. It's about communication. And communication happens when you're brave enough to speak, even if your grammar isn't perfect, even if you use the wrong word, even if your accent is strong. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be brave. That's the secret. Fluency is who you become, not what you memorize. It's an identity shift. You stop being the person who's afraid to speak. You become the person who speaks despite the fear. And that person, that version of you, is closer than you think. Let me show you how to become them.
Chapter 3. The 10 steps begin. Section 1. Step 1. Speak from day 1. Here's your first step, and it's the most important one. Speak from day 1. Don't wait. Don't tell yourself you need to study more first. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start speaking today, right now. I know what you're thinking, but I'll make mistakes. People will judge me. I'm not good enough yet. Listen to me carefully. Those thoughts are prison bars. They're keeping you locked inside silence, and the only way to break them is to speak anyway. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who wanted to learn English. He was shy, terrified of mistakes, so he made a deal with himself. Every morning, before anyone else woke up, he stood in front of his bathroom mirror and spoke to himself in English. Just 5 minutes.
No one could hear him. No one could judge him. It was just him and his reflection.
At first, it felt ridiculous. His sentences were broken. He forgot words. He switched to his native language halfway through. But he kept going every single morning. And something incredible happened. His brain started to rewire. Speaking stopped feeling foreign. English stopped being something he studied and started becoming something he used. 6 months later, he had his first conversation with a stranger in English. And it flowed, not perfectly, but naturally, because his brain had practiced, not in theory, but in reality. He didn't wait for permission from a teacher. He didn't wait to feel confident. He gave himself permission, and that changed everything. You can do the same today, right now. Open your mouth and speak one sentence in English, out loud, to yourself, to the mirror, to your phone. It doesn't matter. Just speak. Because fluency doesn't start with knowledge. It starts with courage. Section 2, Step 2. Think in English. Here's the second step, and it's going to feel strange at first. Stop translating in your head. Start thinking directly in English. Even if your thoughts are simple, even if they're broken, think in English. Right now, when you want to say something in English, what happens? You think in your native language first, then you translate it, then you speak. That process is slow, exhausting, and it makes you sound unnatural, because by the time you finish translating, the conversation has moved on. But when you think in English, everything changes. Your brain stops doing double work. Your responses become faster, more natural, more fluent. So how do you start? Simple. Narrate your day in English, internally, in your mind. I am waking up. I am tired. I need coffee. The weather is cold today. I have work in 1 hour. Simple sentences, present tense. Just describe what you're doing, seeing, feeling. Do this every day, in the shower, on the bus, while cooking, everywhere. At first, it will feel slow. You'll forget words. You'll slip back into your native language. That's okay. Keep going. Because over time, English will stop being a second language. It will become a natural language. And when that happens, fluency becomes automatic. Stop translating. Start becoming. Section 3. Step 3. Learn phrases, not words. Here's a mistake almost every English learner makes. They memorize individual words. Happy, sad, angry, tired. But native speakers don't talk like that. They don't construct sentences word by word. They use chunks, ready-made phrases, full expressions. Let me show you. Instead of learning the word tired, learn this. I'm so tired I could sleep for a week. Hear the difference? One sounds like a textbook. The other sounds like a real person. And that's the secret. Native speakers use patterns. They don't think about grammar rules. They just plug words into phrases they've heard 1,000 times. So stop memorizing vocabulary lists. Start collecting phrases. When you watch a movie, write down full sentences. When you read an article, copy expressions. When someone says something that sounds natural, steal it, use it, repeat it until it's yours. This is how children learn. They don't analyze grammar, they mimic, they copy, they repeat, and within a few years, they're fluent. You can do the same, but faster, because you're not starting from zero. You already understand how language works. You just need to change your approach. Sound like a native in weeks, not years. Learn phrases, not words.
Chapter 4. The Middle Steps. Section 1. Step 4. Speak to real people. Now it's time to leave the mirror. It's time to speak to real people. And I know that's scary, but it's also necessary because fluency isn't built in isolation. It's built in conversation. So where do you find people to talk to? Everywhere. Language exchange apps, Discord servers, Reddit communities, Facebook groups. There are millions of English learners just like you looking for someone to practice with. Find them, join them, talk to them. Let me tell you another story. There was a man who was terrified of speaking English. He joined a Discord server for English learners. For the first 2 weeks, he only typed. He read other people's conversations. He learned how they talked. And then, one day, someone invited him to a voice chat. His hands were shaking. His heart was pounding. But he clicked join.
The first few minutes were painful. He stuttered. He paused. He apologized constantly. But the other people in the chat were kind because they were learners too. They understood. And slowly, he relaxed. He started talking, and by the end of the call, he was laughing, actually laughing, in English. 6 months later, he was leading discussions, helping new members, giving advice. He went from silent to leader, not because he became perfect, but because he became brave. You don't need to be ready. You become ready by doing. Find a community. Show up. Be nervous. Speak anyway, because every conversation, even the awkward ones, builds your fluency. Every mistake teaches you something. Every moment of discomfort is a step toward confidence. Don't wait. Start today.
Section 2. Step 5. Consume English content daily. Here's the 5th step. Immerse yourself every single day. Watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, read articles in English, not as homework, but as entertainment, as lifestyle, as part of who you are. Your brain needs constant input. It needs to hear English rhythms, sentence patterns, natural expressions. And the best way to do that is through content you actually enjoy. Don't force yourself to watch boring educational videos. Watch what you love. Sports, gaming, cooking, fitness, comedy, whatever excites you.
Here's the technique. First, watch with subtitles. Understand the content. Then watch again without subtitles. See how much you catch. If you love a video, watch it 5 times, 10 times, until you understand every word, until you can repeat sentences from memory. This isn't studying, this is living in English. And when you live in English, your brain absorbs it naturally, effortlessly. You start recognizing patterns without trying. You start speaking phrases you didn't consciously memorize. You stop studying. You start living in English. You don't need a classroom. You need a phone and curiosity. Section 3, Step 6. Record yourself speaking. Here's a step most people avoid because it's uncomfortable. Record yourself speaking. Listen back. And here's the important part. Don't judge yourself harshly. Just notice. Notice your mistakes. Notice your pronunciation. Notice where you hesitate. Let me tell you about a man who did this every week. The first time he recorded himself, he almost deleted it immediately. It was painful to hear. His accent was thick. His grammar was wrong. He sounded nothing like he imagined. But he kept the recording, and he kept recording every week. After 3 months, he listened to his first recording again, and he couldn't believe the difference. His pronunciation was clearer. His sentences were smoother. He sounded like a completely different person, and that recording became proof, undeniable proof, that he was improving. You don't need a teacher to tell you you're getting better. You can hear it yourself. Your past self will inspire your future self. So start today. Record 1 minute of yourself speaking about anything. Keep it, and in 3 months, listen again. You'll be amazed. Progress is real, and now you can prove it.
Chapter 5, The Advanced Steps. Section 1, Step 7, Master Common Mistakes. Here's the 7th step, and it's about focus. You're going to make mistakes. Everyone does. But here's the secret. You don't need to fix every mistake. You just need to fix your top 3 recurring mistakes, the ones you make over and over. Maybe you always forget the S on third-person verbs. He'd go instead of he goes. Maybe you mix up he and she. Maybe you confuse past tenses. Whatever your mistakes are, identify the top 3. Write them down. And for the next month, focus only on fixing those 3. Why only 3? Because trying to be perfect at everything creates overwhelm. Your brain shuts down. You become paralyzed. But when you focus on 3 specific errors, you create rapid, visible improvement. And that improvement builds momentum. It builds confidence.
Think of it like this. Don't try to repair the whole car. Fix the brakes first. Because when the brakes work, you feel safer driving. You focus on the road instead of worrying about crashing. Same with English. When you fix your top 3 mistakes, people understand you better. And when people understand you, you feel more confident. And when you feel confident, you speak more. And when you speak more, you improve faster. So grab a piece of paper right now. Write down 3 mistakes you know you make. Just 3. Not 10, not 20. 3. And for the next 30 days, every time you speak or write, check for those 3 mistakes. Correct them over and over until they disappear. 3 fixes can change how people hear you. Start today. Section 2. Step 8. Speak louder and slower. Here's something most people don't realize. Confidence isn't just mental, it's physical. It's in your voice. And if you want to sound confident in English, you need to do 2 things. Speak louder and speak slower. I know what you're thinking, but won't I sound weird? No, you'll sound clear. You'll sound strong. You'll sound confident. Native speakers don't rush. They take their time. They project their voice. And when you do the same, people respect you more. Let me tell you about a man who practiced this. He stood in his room and spoke to the wall, out loud, projecting his voice like he was giving a speech. He felt ridiculous, but he did it every day for 2 weeks. Then he had a job interview, and for the first time in his life, his voice carried authority. He didn't mumble, he didn't rush, he spoke slowly and clearly, and he got the job. Your voice is your power. Use it louder, not aggressive, just clear, strong, present, and slow down. Speed doesn't equal fluency. Clarity equals fluency. Speak louder and slower than feels natural, and watch how people start listening.
Section 3, Step 9. Read aloud every single day. Here's the 9th step. Read aloud every single day for 10 minutes. That's it, but every single day. Find a book, an article, a movie script, anything with written English, and read it out loud. Not in your head, out loud. This trains 3 things at once: pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. Your mouth learns how to form English sounds. Your brain learns how English sentences flow. And your confidence grows because you're practicing without pressure. Start simple. Children's books are perfect. The language is clear, the sentences are short. Then move to news articles, then novels, then movie scripts. Progress slowly but consistently. Here's the truth. Silent reading doesn't build speaking skills. Your mouth needs practice. Your tongue needs to move. Your voice needs to be heard, even if it's just you listening. 10 minutes a day, that's all, but every single day. Small actions, repeated, create massive change. Don't skip days. Don't make excuses. 10 minutes every morning.
or every night before bed. Whenever. Just do it. Read aloud and watch your fluency explode.
Chapter 6, The Final Step and the New You. Section 1, Step 10, Teach Someone Else. Here's the final step, and it's the most powerful one. Teach someone else. Even if you're still learning, even if you're not fluent yet, find someone who knows less than you and help them. Teach a friend, a family member. Join an online community and answer questions. Because when you teach, something magical happens. You solidify your own knowledge. You realize how much you've actually learned, and you build confidence. Real, deep confidence. Let me tell you about a man who did this. He was still struggling with English, but he joined a WhatsApp group for beginners and started helping people with basic questions. At first, he felt like a fraud, but people thanked him. They appreciated his help, and within months, he felt like an expert. Not because he was perfect, but because he was useful. You are ready to teach, even if you don't feel ready. You know more than someone. Find that person, help them, and watch yourself transform from student to teacher.
Section 2. Who you've become. Look at who you were when this video started. Silent, stuck, invisible, afraid. You felt like your voice didn't matter. You felt like English was a wall you'd never climb. But look at who you are now. You speak. You think in English. You connect with people. You help others. You're not perfect, but you're brave. And that bravery has transformed you. This isn't just about language, it's about identity. You're no longer the person who was afraid. You're the person who acts despite fear. You speak, you grow, you lead. And the future, it's waiting for you. Better jobs, deeper friendships, global opportunities, travel, connection, respect. English was the key, but courage was the door, and you've already opened it. This is who you are now. Not who you were, not who you'll be someday. Now, right now. You are a person who speaks, a person who grows, a person who leads. Remember that.
Section 3. Your first step today. Before you go, I want you to do something right now. Say one English sentence out loud. Just one. It can be, I am learning English, or I will become fluent. Say it. Record it. Save it. Because 3 months from now, you're going to listen to that recording and be shocked at how far you've come. If this video helped you see English differently, hit that subscribe button and join the English Learning Radio family. We post new lessons every week to help you speak confidently, naturally, and bravely. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the one English mistake you want to fix first? I read every comment and I'll reply to yours. Remember, your future self is counting on you. I'm John, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Now go, speak your truth. Bye.